Hello, my name is Dylan Spieg, and let's paint this fairy together. Now, I got a bunch of cheap paint, so a bunch of inexpensive paint. I like these Blackwing pencils. So first we're going to just start sketching in this fairy. I'm going to put a picture of where it's going just so you can kind of see where I'm going. So I'm just blocking in some basic shapes. So you can see, like, it starts out with just really, like, I'm just going to put in some mushroom shapes with, like, kind of putting a wreath around the fairy's head. But we're just going to put some little mushrooms in. Put a little tree in there. You start out real basic. Put some little mushrooms in. I always like the idea of, like, little creatures in the woods. Put little tufts of grass. We'll zoom in so you can kind of see, get a better look at what I'm doing. So now I'm going to erase it a little bit and kind of make it a little lighter. And then I'm going to go in and really put in, we're going to add a lot of detail. And start really kind of more defining where the mushrooms go. And I think we got enough of a drawing to kind of go on. I'm pretty happy with this. Zoom in so you can kind of see how much detail I got. Not too much detail, but you know, enough to let us know where we're going. Thumbs up. All right. Alright, so now that we kind of got a game plan, I'm going to take some of this Podge, and I take some Cadmium yellow, and I also took some of this cheap kind of paint. It's like a light green. And I mix those all together and make kind of a wash, so it's translucent. And I just paint in the whole thing. Just so it'll have like the whole thing will kind of have a green look to it, and it dries really quick. It'll take like 3 minutes or something to dry. So now it's dry, and then I'm going to take some of this Naples yellow that kind of has a little bit of a flesh tone, and I'm just going to paint in where her legs and arms and face is. add some ultramarine blue for like the foliage and leaves, just as like the under painting for them. Just kind of fill in all like this little wreath that she's going to have on her head and around her face. Kind of just darken it in. And then we're going to add in all these little like kind of bushes and stuff. I'm going to do it, just use the ultramarine, you know, not too thick. That way you can still, that green that we put down underneath it, it's going to make it read as green. We're also going to put some highlights on top of it, but it'll make it, give it like a cool feel. I'm going to make these kind of orange on the top for the mushrooms. Just give them kind of an orange base. I'm not going in super heavy with it, using kind of light water. I put a lot of water on my brush, so that way it just, you know, we don't want to put it, don't put it on real thick. So I'm going to get the two cheekbones, and then just down the center of the nose, and then the whites of the eyes. Come along here on the, I'm going to make it kind of like a white lip, you know, right up white on where the root is, to kind of make round that up, and then we'll get the stems. You can see what I'm doing. And then get the rocks in her shoulder and her thigh. I'll have one on her side. We'll add some portrait pink in here to just on the flesh tones, kind of warm her up a little bit, maybe make her a little more rosy and cheery. Put around the face, like underneath the bottoms of the cheeks. You know, just kind of warm her up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to use some of the Shamrock green craft paint that I got. You know, you can use whatever, it's just, you know, olive green. And then I'm just going to go over these leaves and kind of put in random green over top of where I put the ultramarine blue. Just we're kind of re-green them up. It's going to look more interesting. It's going to give it a little depth. add some shadows in with some burnt umber. It's always a good one for that. Keeps it warm. Alright, now I'm going to add a little alizarin red crimson to these mushrooms tops. I'm going to thin them out. I'm also going to add some gray, some neutral gray, to the rocks that are around and to the stems. So my battery died, so that's why there's a little jump. So all I did was I kind of made the tops of those red, and I made the rocks and the stems gray, and now I'm going in with like one stripe of white, and I'm going to put in highlights on the stems of the mushrooms to kind of give it a highlight, just to kind of, it'll round them up too if you make it look like the light's only hitting one area. Now I'm going to add those little kind of like white dots to these mushrooms. I know that the red mushrooms with the white dots, they're really pretty, but I know that those are also poison. Now let's do some white outlines on these wings, and then we'll paint in some like kind of white, almost like veins for the, kind of make them look like insect wings. Doesn't take a lot. And then where the two sets of wings overlap, we'll kind of fill that in with a little bit more white, just to make it look a little less translucent, like they're coming through. I'm gonna get a couple of white highlights on her face too, like on her cheekbones, her nose, and her chin. Some yellow for her hair, so I'm just putting in two sets of pigtails on either side, maybe some a little bit of around her face, just to give it like a glimpse of like a little bit of long hair. I just put two strips. Then I'm gonna use that yellow and maybe put some highlights on her clothing. Then I'm going to put some light green and yellow together, and I'm going to put some highlights on all these leaves just to give them some dimension. Darker highlights, give things some weight and mass. Oops, all right, let's fix that. It's pretty watered down, burnt umber. Now I'm gonna put some more white highlights in on the wings. Alright, I think we're closing in on the finish line. Hope everybody had a good time. I'm going to put a single ray of light coming down from the canopy of the forest behind her, maybe a few more like white highlights, and I think we're done. Alright, thanks again everybody. I thought that was really fun.